Hey guys, this is Warren from the Pattern Journal, and welcome back to my toy unboxing series where I open up various action figures, whether it's G.I. Joe Classified or it's Masters of the Universe, amongst all the different toy lines that franchise has, and even upcoming, which is going to be Marvel Legends very soon. Now, the character that I'm going to open today, as you can see, he's going to be from G.I. Joe Classified. The character today is actually, he's not particularly a favorite character of mine per se. I wouldn't put him in like the top 10, but he's pretty close. He would be in the top 20 for sure. And this is a character that I used to have as a kid, and he was actually a frustrating character because the accessories that he came with, I didn't really understand what they were for. And there weren't any kind of instructions or whatever in those 3.75-inch kits, so you just had to go with the flow pretty much. However, I do remember the name very well, and he has stuck in my mind for ever and ever. I literally remember the day I got him. I remember the exact place that I got him, and he's just kind of like that, one of those memorable characters. So without any further ado, guys, please put your hands together for Mr. Scrap Iron and the Anti-Armour Drone. Now this, as you can see, is a pretty chunky box. He has been featured on this channel quite a bit in various videos. In the background, as you can see right now, that I have for you guys going up. And he is quite an interesting figure. I don't think I've ever read any of the comics that he was in. Possibly not. Although I read most of the original Marvel run. Up to what was it? I think issue 160 or something. And I don't particularly have any memories of this guy. But for me, he is quite an important figure, in the overall lore. Because, when you have particular toys, you kind of just have that connection with them. And so the same thing goes for me and him together right now. When I saw this thing come out, a while back, I was like, oh, I have to have this. But, as I've also mentioned quite a bit before, the bigger kits are very expensive. So this one was pretty much, I had to wait for a really good deal in my friend channels. And when I was able to finally snag this guy, I was over the moon. Because, it's not easy to get the bigger kits like this. The Trouble Bubble, this guy, or even the AW Striker or the MMS system. Those particular vehicles, the Vamp, those are so hard to get, and they are very, very expensive. I got this guy at a very good discount, but if I was to get the Vamp or the O Striker, that would be 5 times the price of this thing or something. It's insane. But anyways, guys, as you can see, he comes with a whole lot of accessories, and the Anti-Armour Drone that he comes with, it has had a huge upgrade over the years. Now, the original one, I believe it was just a static installation. Instead of these the tracks, it just had the legs to balance it out for the weight and everything and the recoil. But this one is very, very different, and it also has some special effects for the missiles and stuff. So that's pretty damn neat. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and open up this bad boy, and we'll be back right after this jump. Cheers. Alright guys, so we're back after the jump, and as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've opened up the box, and this is actually mind-blowing how they've laid things out. If I was going to score them on the design and the execution of that design, I would give the designers for this figure, I would give them a 10 out of 10. Because this thing is seriously, it is absolutely amazing. It is mind-blowing. It's spectacular. First of all, we have 4 pieces of special effects that you can, just put on your game board or whatever your play area is going to be. It's effectively just showcasing that, so there's all these explosions going around and missiles are landing and, all that stuff. So that gives it such a great thematic vibe to the whole experience. And then, if you look not at Scrap Iron himself, you look at his drone, you see that, that's pretty amazing. Actually, I'm just going to make it a little bit clearer because I think it's getting the details are getting lost. So I'm gonna put up this blue background instead, so you can see it better. Like there we go. You see the difference? The missiles have their own special effects that are coming out of the drone itself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove this so you can see how it is. So this is the shorter one, and this is the longer one, and you can just switch them around or whatever, however you want to do it. So the missile just they come out, so it's a little bit like an extra thing that you can do, and this is the kind of thing that makes a play experience so much better. Like there, the missiles are now at rest, and that makes such a huge difference. So like I said, this adds to the whole play experience when you're playing with these figures, because I don't think I've seen this kind of stuff on any of the other figures I've opened so far, and as I have very little experience with the whole classified range itself, I can't say if any other figures have this kind of special effects added in, but I think this is the super cool thing that is there about this kit, and I think the designers have done such a fantastic job with it, and they really need to be commended. The only thing I would say that would make this all better is if the special effects they had a better gradient, because right now it's a very hard line between the smoke and the fire. So that makes it kind of takes you out a little bit, just a tiny percentage, but overall I think it's pretty good, and it adds to the whole experience, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the red background back in so we can see the whole thing much better. So we'll do this, and we can go ahead here. Now there is a serious issue I have with the figure itself with scrap iron, and it is that while the articulation on the arms and the shoulders, it's fine, it's easy, it's good, and on this leg also it's a little stiff, but it's workable. On this leg, however, it is really, really stiff. Like you have to apply a lot of pressure, and I'm not sure why that is. This is like if you look at it, it's like a mid-generation figure. So having this stiff articulation is, I think, it's a big miss design-wise, but it's not like it takes you out of the experience too much. Now, the character himself, he doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories. He has the helmet, he has the driving pad, and he has a pistol. So there is something to be said about the lack of accessories for him specifically. But I mean, what more could you give a guy like this? He has this huge bot next to him to take care of things, and he's got the control in his hands. Maybe if he had an extra pistol or something, because I think he has one of the coolest pistols I've seen on any of the G.I. Joe or Cobra characters so far. It has the sleek and efficient vibe going for it, and I really like that. Maybe some more grenades for him, like we saw with what's the character's name? Like we had with Beachhead. Yeah, Beachhead came with a couple of extra grenades. Maybe that could have been a thing for him. He has grenades on his chest harness already. Maybe some extra magazines for his pistol or something like that. Because he kind of does look a little bare bones by himself. So, yeah, it's something, I guess. But anyways, overall, I would say this is, like I said, design-wise, this whole thing is a huge W as far as I'm concerned. And, just the negatives, it's just the articulation on the big guy and kind of like the lack of accessories. But if you look past that, because, we're kind of spoiled with a lot of different figures, like with Scarlet, with Stalker, with Beachhead, with Snake Eyes, and, a whole lot of like Crimson Guard and the Bats. They are just like awash with accessories, right? So when you have a character that doesn't have that many accessories, it kind of is like, you know. But either way, overall, I would say this is a solid 9 of a figure. Everything's executed well, and I'm still like over the moon about the special effects. Like if I had a proper display board right now, they would look so much better. Um, Whereas I'm just using this a Warhammer display board, or not a display board, it's a gaming board actually. That's what I'm using right now. So it doesn't quite fit the whole vibe, but I think if we can get more sets with these kind of special effects or something even different than this, of course, I think that would be a great thing. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the MMS it comes with some exhaust like that. I think that would be fantastic. I'm not sure if it does, but if it like, but if they are those things in there, then that's gonna be another huge kit to get. But anyways, guys, so that's my review for this character, Scrap Iron, and the Anti-Armour Drone. And like I said, it's a solid figure. It's a 9 out of 10 for sure. And I would love to, just kind of like get some more of these specifically, so you can, give him like a whole fleet of those things, which would be kind of insane as a display or a diorama if you were to do something like that. Maybe give him some support from a bunch of televipers or something, and I think it could be something like really super cool. So anyways, guys, that's it for the review. Please like the video, share the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel and everything, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers, bye.